All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's go.
Are you going to review Tuesday and Wednesday?
I don't know. You do the reviews. I'm just here so you have someone to talk to. I don't.
Well, I
You're
was sick
the
all week.
reviews, lady.
I was sick all week and I didn't see those games, and you did. So are you going to review them?
I'm
It's
not
a
the
valid.
reviewer.
Excuse me, you do help review. You are officially part of the review team. I believe it says art department and Matt. Get your ass back on screen. Boy, you cannot hide from you. You are 2 rooms away. I thought we reviewed Monday. Didn't we review Monday?
I think we did, actually.
I thought we did, yeah. Yeah, because we were talking about whether or not Kelly was going to steal her mom's body. So we reviewed Monday. Are you going to review Tuesday and Wednesday? Hey,
Tuesday.
GM, I'm talking.
We went to, there was the expedition to the Feywild. Wyatt was having fun with everybody, and they did a full assault with Baba Yaga and Wyatt in tow. Wyatt ran through a wall. Baba Yaga turned everyone into chickens and threw them into the courtyard. And after fighting their way through, they met the Count, who gave them a very interesting story, ultimately explaining that he was just there essentially because of Strahd being not the greatest person, and told them that essentially because of everything that happened, his lands, his personal lands, the Count's lands, and the Fey lands became the same land. Like geographically, like they are talking about the same thing. And so they're saying, get off our thing. He's like, it's my thing. Like I grew up here. And so the whole idea was that the lands merged into one planar fact. So it was like really interesting because it was one of those things where they were both right. Like it was his land and it was this land. And he was like, so let's share it. And our characters were like, we will not share with you. No. All or nothing. And a lot had to do with what they knew was the planar walls can't keep up this way. They have to send someone back. So they realized that even though this person essentially they kind of understood his reasoning and why he did things, they might still have to attack and push him away. Ultimately,
Hard to be the king, Shiny. You gotta make the hard one.
And there was a and before that there was like a big conversation between Shiny and Wyatt, where Wyatt kind of talked about the hard thing about leading people. And because at first Shiny was like, no, we're not taking anybody with us. And Wyatt was a little like, are you not going to let them have their own destiny in their hands? Like if you go and lose without them, then they're just going to get murdered by this guy. And why? But so you're going to say, no, you don't get to help get not murdered. Like basically where you actually have a chance where your big things can actually make a difference.
Wyatt was a good king until he went a little batshit.
Yeah, and so from that, Shiny kind of really embraced this idea of like, there's really hard decisions, and he kind of said, basically, one thing Wyatt told him was, as king, you're going to be a liar or you're going to be wrong.
Yeah,
and you're going to be continually lying or you're going to be wrong, a lot, and and it was this, not saying that you're always going to be that way, but it's going to be a lot of that. That's what being a king is. It's what being in charge is. And and so there was a moment of Shiny really embracing when he finally tried to banish the Count, which the Count had saved, and they used so many resources, silvery barbs, automatic fails, till finally legendary resistance was used. and
Wow.
just a lot of resources was spent on everyone's end as we decided to start the fight. We will just start next week, bright and early on Tuesday. Oh, that'll be good.
Not really bright or early on Tuesday, but go for it. Yeah,
I don't know. Right away.
right away. Well, it's an 8 o'clock game. Therefore, it's not bright or early.
Time has no meaning to me at this point in my life with these sleep schedules. I have no idea. So, it's bright and early to the vampires. It's moonrise. I don't know.
Don't try to reason your way out of this, dumbass.
Wednesday, our pirate crew, they basically stayed. They had a representative from Wyatt himself.
I did see that.
Bringing
very briefly.
From
See, I told y'all Wyatt does not want to be king. Wyatt's like, I don't have to make any tough decisions anymore. Fuck all y'all.
Yeah, and he basically seems to be part of a trade company. And it was quite interesting for them. And basically, they tried to demand an invitation to Hope's wedding.
No.
And the answer was, well, we'll take that up with the bride. But they basically want to be invited to the wedding if Wyatt's going to be
No, invite them. It'll be a red wedding, guys. Someone's going to murder someone if you do this.
So we will see how that goes. But then ultimately they decided that they were going to set sail to Courtney's had her characters family murdered all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Sal's like half a person at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a then they said they're going to ultimately set sail towards the pirate island, all the way in the west of Isira.
What level's doing that? So I know. Do I have to make
9.
more characters? I am behind on fucking characters.
The 9s
They haven't played 9 yet, have they?
I mean, they did briefly when they were trying to prevent a disaster, but I don't think you have minis for him.
Y'all, I'm so behind on minis. I've got like 3 characters printed for tomorrow night. This stupid machine.
Then
I would beg to differ that Kira has lost more because she lost an entire planet.
Million voices suddenly silenced.
Shut up. Shut up.
Just go ahead and talk about today.
Today we met the first day crew, the night class, which I don't think we've gotten into why they are called the night class yet. So that's a spoiler for later. Stay tuned. We got to meet all of our favorite new characters. We got to meet Unak the bunny rabbit, who's a Boy Scout. We got to meet Zarian the lion, who's a good boy. We got to meet Mouse, the rogue, who may or may not have shady dealings in the past. We got to meet Obed, the daddy ram, who apparently has a little bit of bloodthirst. I didn't know that about him, but now I do. And then we got to meet Princess Hazelnut, who I kept calling Hazel because my brain would not add the nut to the end of it, who is deadly with a bow and arrow. They were traveling and they came along a little village that was protected by a big old blue barrier. I couldn't talk there for a second. And then a nice little old lizard lady called a Gray, as they were calling them, was like, oh yeah, we're all poisoned in there. And then they were like, well, can we help? We've been set out to be heroes and we're here to help. Total Boy Scout that Unak is. And she was like, all right, come on in. And then we saw like everyone in there was in massive amounts of pain and they were sick and they'd been poisoned by some fungus that got in their food supply that usually they would have noticed, but then they didn't. So then they sent out people to go get the cure for it, and they got basically kidnapped by the goblins, who were all like, bring us your big old gem that's worth loads and loads of money, and we'll give you these people. And we all got up in arms like, no, we'll go cure that. We'll go get the people and the cure. Like the dumbasses we are. And we went in and we went to the village, and we sent the Boy Scout and the good boy to try to lie. And then they held up the goblin who was supposed to take it from us and run away. And we were like, and so that like we had to go to the village, and then like they bluffed their way in, was like we had a fake orb, and we were like, no, this is the gem you want. Woo! And the lead guy wasn't that stupid apparently, and he broke it, and then we all had to fight, and it was horrible. And I think everyone except Princess went down at least twice, maybe 3 times. I will forever cast Goodberry for the rest of my life now before combat, because god damn, that kept us alive. Yeah, level 1 is hard even when you have 2 classes. It is hard. We did get but we in the end we chased away all the goblins. We killed the main goblin. We killed all but 3 of them of the 10. And then but they broke the medicine, but we have the grays, so we're hoping we can figure that out. We did get a flashback on Unoc, and he after touching a silver thing, he found himself as a farmer, but he didn't have his bunny ears, which was really confusing. And then he couldn't figure it out what was going on there. And then like mud started scarring him, and like he couldn't breathe where he was. But then he flashed back into our battle against the Ramaras, which is a flashback, and was like, and then we got a flashback on Obed. Same battle. When he hit the silver lines, he was he chained or just tied up? I can't remember. He had his arms and his legs basically restrained behind his back.
Mhm.
And he tried to break it. No, it was rope, because he tried to break it with his horn. And like me personally thinking, oh, he's not going to have horns because Jonathan didn't have the bunny ears. And then you were like, oh no, there's horns. They're just not ram horns. And I'm like sitting, and you can see my reaction, guys. I was like, I have horns. What race am I? So yeah, I couldn't do anything with my horns. And then the dude picked me up by the neck and choked me out, and I went back. And so that means like, so we've seen 2 flashbacks now of alternate realities, possibly Satyr. I'm thinking like I could be anything. I could be a Satyr, I could be a centaur, I could be a tiefling. I don't know. They were long horns. That's all I know. But I don't think I'm gonna be I can't be a centaur. Oh, I could, because it was leg. Oh, but you said you didn't specify how many legs were tied behind my back. I don't know. So we still haven't seen Mouse's flashback, Princess Hazelnut's, or Xenian's. I would love it if I was a Minotaur. Yeah, so we haven't seen those 3 flashbacks yet. So we don't know what's up with those. But I love like, because like, for you guys, the guys that don't know, is it's flashbacks. And we don't know anything about the flashbacks until the flashbacks happen. Like, usually in Matt games, he'll be like, tell me how that happened for you. And it'll be like a flashback and be like, oh, well, this is how we became this and this and this. Like, he's giving us like the freeway of how we touch the lines. But once we touch the lines, we have no idea what's happening after that. So like, literally, I was like, I still have horns? So yeah, it's pretty cool. I love that. That's all I got. I gotta go prime some minis for tomorrow night. Yeah, we've signed up our previous lives. We have no idea what's gonna happen. I love it. I literally, like, a minute you said it, I'm furiously typing in my notes. I still have horns. Yeah, it was a good game. It was tough. I've not played level 1 in a while, and I felt it. And I think it's also getting used to combat with everyone. Like, it was stressful, guys, but amazing. It went by really fast. That's all I got. Friday night, you will have minis. They probably will not be painted because, like I said, I reprinted right now. And I am still sick as a dog. I highly medicated myself tonight so that I could not miss session 1. And I'm glad I didn't because I loved it. It was good chaos. Tomorrow night's session 1 of the Greek game. And then stick around afterwards if you are still awake and you can watch Old Gods.
Yes, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords.
Yeah, I'm going to get as much as I can get done for you guys, but I don't know how many minis I'm going to get done. Like I said, I've got 3. No, I'm sorry. I've got 2 printed. That's Friday. That's for Sunday night. I got 2 printed and I have not even painted or primed them. So we'll see what I get done for you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry. I have been miserable this week. I do have the villain printed.
Very
that's
nice.
That's all I got. I'm so sick. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna medicate myself and go to bed. But I love all of you guys and thank you for watching. And thank you for letting me know that you can now put a D6 on a good berry. That was so helpful. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say I am. Boxes are going to go out later than I want because guess who dropped the entire box of minis that I had done for boxes? I shattered everything that I had for boxes. So I'm going to have to start from the beginning.
Oh no. All right. Well, at least you have them picked.
I have them picked. I just have to reprint everything and repaint.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we'll get that out. All right. Thank you all for watching. We got, like I said, Odyssey Dragon Lord
Give me a week before you make a new Kelly, please, because I have 7 and I've got like so many left to paint still, guys. I'm so stressed. I'm gonna go to bed. I love you all. Good night.
Go to bed. Thanks all for hanging out, and we'll see you again when we do this once more.